Amid reports that North Korea is planning to launch a long-range missile, the Pentagon's top civilian official says the U.S. is watching closely. And Defense Secretary Robert Gates says he has ordered a new high-altitude missile interceptor system deployed to Hawaii, along with a floating radar system to provide tracking data.
We do have some concerns if they were to launch a missile to the west in the direction of Hawaii. I've directed the deployment again of THAAD missiles to Hawaii, and the SBX radar has deployed away from Hawaii to provide support. Without telegraphing what we will do, I would just say I think we are in a good position, should it become necessary, to protect American territory.
Gates told a Pentagon news conference that anti-missile missiles based in Alaska are also ready to defend against any North Korean threat. The secretary was responding to a Japanese newspaper report that an anticipated North Korean missile test, expected as early as next month, might involve a launch toward Hawaii, some 7,000 kilometers away. Also at the news conference, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Admiral Mike Mullen, was asked whether U.S. forces were responsible for civilian deaths in an incident in Afghanistan's Farah province last month.
There certainly is responsibility.
But Admiral Mullen said it was a long and difficult battle against a Taliban unit in which U.S. forces did many things right, and whatever mistakes were made do not rise to the level that would require disciplinary action.
At least in my review, I found nothing that would lead to the need to take any specific action along the lines of what you're asking.
Mullen said he is satisfied that U.S. air crews took adequate steps to confirm their targets and try to ensure that civilians would not be harmed by their bombs. A spokesman previously said one bomber crew made some mistakes, but would not say whether those mistakes led to any of the civilian casualties. Admiral Mullen was discussing a much-anticipated U.S. military report on the incident, which had been expected to be made public last week. He says the report reveals some problems in the command and control process and a need to have U.S. forces better prepared for situations in which civilians might be at risk.
It exposed some deficiencies from a training standpoint that we have to back all the way up into our schools here, and then make sure that that's trained to in our rehearsal exercises, etc.
Admiral Mullen said it may never be possible to know exactly how many civilians were killed in the incident. Afghan officials have said as many as 140 civilians died, but the U.S. military initially put the civilian toll at no more than 30, along with about 65 insurgents. Gates said increasing efforts to protect civilians will be a top priority for General Stanley McChrystal, his newly arrived commander in Afghanistan. But while trying to protect civilians, Gates said U.S. and NATO forces will continue to do whatever's necessary to protect themselves, and Admiral Mullen said that will continue to include the use of air power when it's necessary. Al Pessin, VOA News at the Pentagon.